because at the end of the day, the opposition were just playing into the ruling party's card because everyone was just staying in his own lane. But once opposition realized that the only way to kick these people out of government is by coming together. Me, I don't care how opposition want to march. They should just come together and ensure that APC, Tinubu and his Wala are sent back home because in Nigeria we are suffering. I don't even want to react to the press conference in particular. Me, I'm just happy with some of the things Pio had come out to say, which if they like, they should react. If they don't like, they should not react. As far as my takeaway from the press conference is, there is work going on behind the scenes for the opposition to come into the same umbrella or whatever it is. So let them let them keep aside their differences. Those that want to come together, we know everyone is not going to be on this side of the aisle. Some might not want to come, but everyone that is ready and is feeling, and I will encourage anyone, if you care for your family, you care for Nigeria, I think it's time to set aside our differences and come and face the real monster, the real devil that is dealing with all of us in Nigeria. It's really time to set aside our differences and then come into the same umbrella if you really care about your people. That's just what I am happy with the entire
Yeah.
conference, is the fact that, yeah. So
Mm,
that's just my
thank
take.
you very much, engineer. See, liking or hating, I think that this particular conference, press conference was very timely. You know, this is January 2nd, very early, 7 a.m., very presidential, you know. And don't forget,
Yeah.
But
Tinubu
I've made
also
up my
released his
mind
own
that if
New
this
Year
is the end,
message
so be
yesterday,
it.
but basically telling Nigerians that economic reforms is showing promise. So it was good that this press conference is coming to kind of jolt the citizens back to reality that, see, don't buy that snake oil this old man sold to you yesterday, by the way. You know, this is the reality of things. And it was even magnanimous enough, just like Kolade said, to provide suggestions. You know, I thought one interesting suggestion was for Tinubu to instead of going to France for his medical care, maybe he should just go to Yola, Kure, any of the regional hospitals to see how Nigerians are being treated, and maybe that would, you know, maybe we'll have human sympathy to we the masses, and you know, perhaps prioritize the reconstruction of this facility. But anyway, that's just what I think. Let's
No,
listen.
it's not even as if they are not budgeting money to maintain and fix this place. So a lot of money is being set aside for the clinic there in the state house, but man, they still go out and do what they want to do, and they want us to believe that we've been living fake life throughout the past. I mean, this is even getting into people's head that Nigerians have been living fake life, which is all lies. I mean, when you hear lie over and over and over again, then you start to even believe in those lies they are saying. But then we'll put them back to their
Yeah,
place. That's just it.
thank you very much.
DJ, let me even say something, sorry, before you move on there, in 10 seconds. See, like the Yorubas will say, they say the presence of a king is much more appreciateful, much, much important than the thousand servants. And it's very funny that people come and underrate the power of moving around. I mean, when people come, as in, I begin to ask myself, you see, Nigeria really deserve the leaders they have. Somebody is saying the president should move around and see things for himself. People are coming here to say it's not his duty. I mean, why did the people vote him in the first place if he doesn't have the duty to move around? I mean, it's funny when you hear people say these things. If you as a president, you've given ultimatum, released money, funds and everything to make somewhere functional. If you go there yourself and these people are aware that, if I don't do this thing, this man will come and see this thing. Don't you think there'll be much more effectiveness and productivities in these things you're putting your funds into? I mean, these are common sense. And I've told you, JJ, I swear, I won't be replying so many people 2025 upward because I won't be wasting my my strength on people that don't think with their brains anymore. Anyways, let's just move ahead. Sorry for the quick suggestion.
No vex, no vex.
Who's
I see say you don't
next?
vex, no vex.
No,
Uh,
I know this. Just buy me one origin beer, go be alright.
all right. Ibrahim, I do. Ibrahim, I do. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. David. Good evening. Good evening, Michael.
Good evening.
Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, Ibrahim.
Okay, thank you. One thing about Nigerian politics and Nigeria as a whole, as a country, is we are very, very overly emotion to whichever form of ideology we attach ourselves to, or whichever person we actually attach ourselves to. To the extent now, if any form of criticism is actually coming against such ideology or such person, we create any form of excuse to say that no, this person can't do that, and this person can never do anything hurtful and not like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why we are where we are right now as a nation. And we've actually detached ourselves from reality and how the world actually sees us. And the world actually know what we are capable of. But it's just so sad that we don't know what we are capable of. Case in point of how we've actually exported certain segment of our entertainment industry, not just only to the global south, but also to the global north. And how the world have actually recognized Nigeria when it comes to the entertainment segment in respect to those particular niche that is being well recognized. Now coming back home to our political sphere, the ability to understand an opposition and appreciate the opposition. That's okay. I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to politics. However, when it comes to the movement of our nation as a whole, I think we need to have a common understanding because whether we like it or not, this country in we get that. No matter what, no matter anywhere you travel to, you will always be an alien. And at the same time, you will always be a foreigner there. But where you are, it is your home. The onus is on you to build it. And how that building will happen, you have to come together and make sure that that can happen. In the village, if our father house, the roof dey leak or the wall is cracking, no matter how me and my brother or me and my sister no dey see eye to eye, this house na our papa get am. But we need to contribute money to make sure say this house no fall, so that our children or our grandchildren actually have somewhere to like, oh, this is the home that our grandfather lived, and he actually left this property for us for inheritance. Maybe in the next future, maybe they may end up selling it, which actually make them a bastard. But they're actually not supposed to sell that property because it is something left for them to, as a form of a generational wealth that they can actually look up to and see that the moment, anytime they come back home, they have where to stay and they have where they can actually seek shelter. Now, when you actually have a country as in Nigeria where you have people, where you have leaders that's actually looking at Nigeria as a rented property, not as a home, then you always move mad. And I think that is actually what is happening with our political leaders. If as an opposition I come out and I tell you that, Mr. President, I have gone around the country and you know I'm this person that always go around the country and I'm telling you this, and your ministers actually tell you something different. If your head is correct, you supposed to sit down, wait first. Don't know that lie your opposition is actually lying. There's actually an element of truth there. If you want to put him to shame, you don't have to start putting a press conference or the try to write all of it. The best way to put him to shame is like, whatever you say, let's test it, put it to test. Let me to go out. So when you say you've gone out, this is what you experience. let me talk God and experience it. So let me know if what you are saying is true. Even though my minister actually hiding something, because they will always do that. It is actually one of those things in Nigerian politics that we've actually understood that even the past presidents also explained this thing, and the people always know this about know some of these things. The past administration under Buhari, the moment anything happened, you always hear Buhari is shocked, Buhari is shocked, Buhari is shocked, and uh, there's this form of like surprise always come towards Nigeria. Why is it that always every time the president is always shocked for whatever thing that actually happened in the country? Is it that he's not aware of the state of the nation? You get. And at the end of the day, immediately after his administration and whatnot, he was actually surprised on what he actually saw on ground. He was extremely surprised because he thought that the way he's ruling and the way he's governing when he was in Aso Rock is actually okay. And the fact that his ministers or people around actually giving information, that the information actually valid. Same thing applicable to Jonathan as well during his own tenure as well, because he didn't know that the information was given to him was actually false. Now, as an opposition, you as a teenager, you already know about this thing already. And you're already in that same position. Won't it make sense that you also take this level of criticism, this level of advice that you've seen that have actually happened during the past of your past predecessors to look at it? There's a possibility that my ministers may be lying to me. Let me go and see things for myself. I shouldn't just sit down and also talk alone. Let me move around. Let me see what the hell is happening. Nixon in the early 70s made a very, very bold decision when America was also facing what we are facing right now in respect to inflation, uh, non-increment of wages and whatnot and stuff like that. And like also after inflation,
Okay.
it dropped a policy.
Ibrahim, start rounding up.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. It dropped a policy. What other policy that private companies shouldn't increase the price of the product anymore, and this in labor should not demand for more wages. That the economy should also remain stable at that moment for the next 6 months. And what that thing did at that period was actually able to like reboost the whole system all over again. And that was one of those things that actually helped America survive that situation. Now you're already in that same situation as the president, and the best thing you can actually think of. I'm not saying your tax reform is not good. The best we can actually think of is to now start taxing people more. People that are already poor and already know the situation of the country, and you're actually taxing them more. Doesn't make any sense. You know, I need the mic. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
So basically, what you're saying is, the either has ears, let him hear. You know, or your opposition is saying something, try and at least, at the very least, listen. Thank you. Malambati side, you were here before. What's up?
Yes, thanks. Thanks for bringing me
Is he
back
speaking? I
up.
can't hear
You
him.
know, when I spoke,
Yeah, he's
I can
speaking.
hear
I
you.
can hear
David.
him.
Malambati
I can
side,
hear him.
yeah, go
Oh,
down. Thank you.
sorry.
Um,
Uh,
office of
I
the
can hear
citizen, you
you.
were here before.
Okay, Malam, come up and go and drop and come back. Sorry.
Yeah, office of the citizen, go. When Malam comes back, you go after you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry, office.
Thank you.
Just do some like 1-2 minutes so that others can speak, please.
Yeah, I'll be very short. I'll be very fast, rather. For me, me, I'll
There's a
continue to
problem
maintain.
with my network. Just go on. I can't hear him as well, but just go on.
That's
And that's not fair.
Mike, can you hear me?
No way.
Yeah, I can hear you, office. Don't worry, they've been
I'll make this very snappy. My position will continue to remain. At least I'm glad that Dr. Odo came and spoke about the PDB part. I'm glad that his claim was debunked, that APC does not care about OB. Thank you very much for bringing. I hear you. I hope you can hear me too. Yeah. Okay. So for me, my only interest really is more about what the average Nigerian would. I just got a news bit from Guardian just now that in the last 1 year we have increased our money supply by 51% to 108 trillion naira. Now, this may not sound very significant if you do not know what the economics is like, but there is a direct correlation between M2 supply and inflation. If you increase your money supply by 51%, it means that automatically you will have inflation. As in, there is a direct correlation between those two numbers. Now, once again, I will always go back to what I say about people talking about what Obi is saying. I don't understand people are interested in what Obi is saying when the realities that are facing us right now are that we do not have a path forward to good governance. Today, we have zero pathway to making Nigeria work. Maybe Nigeria needs to start to understand that there is nothing that can happen in this country tomorrow that will make our lives better. Tinubu just increased our M2 supply by 51% in 1 year, increasing our debt level, printing more money, and we are expecting, for example, I have not seen anybody that has come up here today to tell me how we are going to reduce inflation to 15% that is currently in the National Assembly for approval. Nobody has told us how Akpabio is going to approve that fraud of a document that we cannot implement. And all I'm seeing is people talking about APC replying Peter Obi. I know it's probably, like I said, it's probably just me being angry about all of these things. But Obi has outlined methods that people, that Tinubu should do to at least alleviate the suffering of Nigeria. It is not what an opposition should be doing. Like my brother Kolade says, he does not want Tinubu to even do any of those things. I'll be honest with you. I don't want him to do any of those things. I'm fine with Nigerian suffering, to be honest, because it looks like it's what we need to actually effect a change. Since Nigerians do not want a good life, please let us continue to suffer. Let it continue that way. So Tinubu is doing great. We should suffer Nigerians a little more, and hopefully we can make a change in our country. I'll just use my mic at this point. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Office. See, just to chip in again, because now my job here at the Jamaica, the chip in, the chip out. Anyways, see, APC, I think we should really, really start. What these people will give you, they will give just like that guy that comes and gives a lady artificial flower instead of the regular flower. It does not have any really attribute or anything. They will give you a very sweet front, but at the back, people are dying. That's what APC will give you. So anything you're seeing, please use your head. 2025, open your head, use your head. They will tell you, oh, we have increased this or have increased that. But at the end of the day, nothing's really functioning. They just want to give you high numbers, but nothing's really functioning. A clear example is Lagos State. Yes, Lagos might be the most successful state among states in Nigeria. Perhaps, I don't know the numbers yet. But look at Lagos. Look at the number Lagos generates. Is that how a city that generates such numbers should be looking like? They beautify Lekki, beautify the few places, Ikoyi, and maybe Eko Atlantic to make it look big. But have you gone to look at Alimosho alone in the first place? That's the biggest local government which you're supposed to pour in your resources into, and it's like a mess. Anyways, I'm not even yet to discuss such politics with them. Let's go to the next.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So, I spoke before, and these days I'm not on Twitter most times because I want to minimize the risk of coming across an APC speaker on a space. So that's how much I'm not, and I really align with you. I have a very economic brain. So I'm very busy. I don't have any time for, any APC nonsense. I think some things I heard on this space, I just think that they deserve to be given a response. One of them is somebody came up here and just started talking about politics and trying to, though he was doing it diplomatically, really speaking down on Obi and trying to promote Atiku, trying to say what we already know, that PDP is a risk to the 2027, ambition of most Nigerians. right? You know, first of all, let's set the record straight. 2027 is going to be about Nigerians. It's not about any politician. And I really want to understand the kind of people we truly are. I don't know, maybe Tinubu has a magic wand to turn things around before the elections are upon us. But if by providence, everything remains the way they are, things are as, you know, astronomically expensive as they are, people are still suffering economic, you know, displacement, where you have an unimaginable gap between cost of living and the kind of revenues that people make. I mean, you're almost like a clown if you earn naira in this country, because you are just a joker. You know, imagine you saving maybe 5 years ago under Buhari to buy a land and build a house. You probably maybe be able to pay for maybe 1/4 of a plot as we speak. So I want to see what kind of persons we are in this country if we're going to allow this to continue post 2027. So for those of us who will still be alive by then, we want to wait and see what kind of decision we make. So I don't have time for people who just start to make unnecessary postulations, particularly those who are hell-bent. You see, people are not saying stuff, but when they speak, you know what they are not saying. You see, this major talk, for a lot of PDP people, it's about Atiku. Forget over all this, they are not going straight to the point. It's about Atiku. As far as I'm concerned, Peter Obi won the 2023 presidential election, as far as I'm concerned. Because forget all the nonsense that all our fake analysts are, all the rumors they are peddling up and down. When you listen to, you see, let me give you just one example, and I'm going to move on from there. Dele Faro to me was the person appointed. I voted in Lagos, so I'm not I participated heavily in 2023 elections. And I was disappointed, not because Peter Obi did not win. You know, I was disappointed because we have allowed ourselves into a situation where we have a system now that nobody believes in. We have a president. It's actually possible that Tinubu could have won this election. And, you know, I'm going to get there very soon. But we have allowed ourselves, because of desperation for power and with reckless impunity, we did everything possible to make sure that the presidency is not trusted by the citizens. Whether you like it or not, that's a fact. And that's one of the major problems we have today. So, back to my point about politics. So people saying, okay, Atiku has political clout more than Peter Obi. A lot of Nigerians actually believe Peter Obi won 2023 elections. So how dare you disrespect that kind of a person? I are thinking is a lightweight. I think you are just trying to play on our intelligence and trying to discourage us from casting our net in the right places. So we're not going to buy that. So that's number one. Number two is that when you even look at the PDP that these guys are promoting, Wike today is the APC representative in PDP. Wike has the PDP and he can drive he has the vehicle, he can drive it wherever he likes. He has done all kinds of things, all kinds of anti-party, almost removed, governor of Rivers State. People deflect, all kinds. There's nothing that, no offense in a party that anybody can commit that Wike has not committed. But yet, if they call for a PDP meeting today, Wike will sit, Atiku will sit, Wike will sit beside him. Both of them will take decision together. Nothing they have. They are not talking about they are wasting our time. So finally, before I go, you see, these people in government, I actually like Tinubu for something. He's somebody who can easily, quickly learn and adapt. When people try to analyze Peter Obi's speech, people who supported, Tinubu pre-2023 elections, if we are normal persons in this country, Tinubu's campaign in 2023 was more or less like a comedy show, if we are being sincere. So, that's my threshold. When people come and start to analyze who supported, we couldn't even. Maybe there's now a presidential media chat that we can all relate with and analyze. I thank God though, that we can even, engage. Before we was all bala blue, and people allowed us to, have, that as a precedent. Finally, so what these people are doing, if you want to know what the future will look like, you don't need to deceive yourself. You don't need to pray. Go and look at our budget. Budget is, always we say expenditure framework. So budget or expenditure framework is what gives life to your strategy. So you don't have to wait till the end of 2025 for you to know how 2025 will look like. Look at the budget. It has the same DNA of all the budgets we have always had in this country. It has padding the way the other ones have had it. It has very useless and questionable items the way the other ones have had it. There's budget deficit the way we have always had in the past. I mean, name them. So nothing is going to be otherwise. I mean, as a matter of fact, things will probably even get worse because there's deficit, there's unrealistic assumptions. There are just all kinds of things. So don't let anybody lie to you, except maybe prayer. Maybe some people can pray. We can pray our way.
Okay.
I know you want to stop me. Yes. Let me finalize on this final note. So for people who were wondering why Peter Obi didn't go all out, actually there are things. The most important things, the things that are mostly wrong with this government, the biggest problems of this government can actually not be. There's no way you would say them without offending the government and then having the DSS come after you. It's not possible because the biggest problem this government has is the government itself. There's a low trust environment. That's why Naira was struggling. If you ask, what's his name, Cardoso today, if you asked him when he became the governor of CBN, he would never ever in his widest imagination tell you that Naira will be 1,500. What he wanted to do, simply do, albeit in a very lazy manner, was to close the arbitrage gap by aligning the official rate to the black market rate so that the people who are making money will stop making money. But they did not think about it properly, the same way they didn't think about subsidy. And everything went haywire. And that's why we're where we are today. Don't mind all the confidence that these people put forward. It's all a lie. They are confused. Things are out of their hands. Anyway, because I've heard a lot of nonsense and I was just angry. What are these people talking? But it's okay. Digi. Let me pause it here.
Let me add one. Then after that, you can then pause, and I will drop you never to return again. And Dr. Udo said perhaps Obi should have said or asked the other opposition leaders to, come together for a world press conference, that would, have more weight than him, going at it alone. What do you think?
No, so it's just looking for what to say. People will always talk like Obi Ebenezer, the us and the Kosogbon to leader Obi sang that song. If we called opposition together, it's the same people that will come and say, you see, it's play politics. They are trying to play politics. Why didn't he go and speak alone? So I don't buy that for a second. They're just looking for what to say. They will always say something. If he didn't speak, they will say, why did they keep quiet? Now he has come out to speak. They say, hey, why is he speaking? If people will always find something to say, Teji, but on a final note, I was saying that there were things that Peter Obi couldn't have said without being in trouble. So are we expecting Peter Obi to say our president should not be having international award that is almost bringing us to disturb? Perhaps, I don't know. There's one news on YouTube, one international news media on YouTube that carries, it's like that media is, I think they call it First Post. They're anti-Nigeria. They just carry all sort of news. Yes, our president might be bad, but I don't think they should be doing that, saying our president is top 2 or top 3 most corrupt in the world. So would Peter Obi have said that? Or would Peter Obi have said there's wuru in NNPC how come we suddenly started importing from Malta in Q1 2023? And as at Q3 2024, we still imported up to 776 billion naira of whatever it is. It's a miracle. Is that what you would have said? Huh? Or would you want Peter Obi to say, okay, the subsidy was recklessly and unprofessionally removed? If there are things you will say that DSS will come up, let's be sincere with ourselves. So, I mean,
Okay.
I just wanted to give some of us a dose of
Okay.
reality so that
So
we
Malam,
don't get carried away.
if I get you right, for those criticizing Obi for not being a little bit more stern or very whatever the word is, apologies, my English failed me now, but to shall be very more aggressive in his messaging. What you're saying is perhaps is considering is at risk of a DSS arrest. Maybe that is why.
Maybe because you can see him, that's why you are hoping for a 2027. Shebi is the person you see that you vote for.
Okay.
People are not, sometimes people are not using discretion. Shebi is the person you see that you can vote for. I won't say more than that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't necessarily agree, but I mean, it's your opinion. King Zanga. I think King Zanga is not.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I initially had the emergency. Thank you, Ideji, for holding the fort. It's not really easy holding this space. I think this is my second, I think the third time actually, to be with you today. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Happy New Year, guys. Well, I'll just go straight to the point. I think the interview that His Excellency Peter Obi granted via the Arise platform. I don't know. Many people, I think, usually everybody will want to kickstart the year, but I don't want to really just jump into the vehicle like that. The numbers that we saw, toward the tail end of 2024, if we are to assess the performance of the new government, isn't really very encouraging, both on the fiscal side and on the monetary side. You will expect that the government who already promised that when they come on board, they understood what the issues were, because actually it's the same party, right? And they've been around for like 8 years, and they just can't put together, an economic, plan that can actually take Nigeria out of the current economic problems that I mean, the deep hole that we are in is very tragic. I mean, I think every Nigerian should be very disappointed and angry. And this monopolizing the presidency, we need to stop it. The moment anybody enter that office, that's the only office in the land that the entire Nigeria is the constituency. So when your president enter there, forget the tribe. Don't come here and speak as if it's because he's from one particular ethno-linguistic group or umbrella. That's not. This is the whole country we're talking about. What are their what are the numbers saying? A country, I think it was in July, right? July 12th, 2024. Bloomberg actually published an article that, a total of how much? A total of 721 billion naira is equivalent to, equivalent of how much? $1.3 billion. Hmm? If you pay bribes with that kind of money, public official demanding bribes of, that kind of thing, that's a whole lot of money. 721 billion naira paid as bribes, delivering social services. It's crazy. And what are the numbers saying for the bribes that Nigerians paid
for ransoms and as ransoms, for when these guys were kidnapping everybody everywhere. We were seeing we saw how the whole kidnapping industry was very lucrative, and even to the extent that bandits were brandishing notes, piles of naira notes, in the jungles. They were making TikTok videos, and some of them actually did give away on TikTok platform. So you can just see that the whole place was a total mess. Like there was nobody in charge. Let's look at the drivers of the if you actually want to reach out to people and you want to reduce the sufferings of the people, you will be looking at the essentials: energy, transportation, food, housing. All right. If you look at these four, you know, um essentials, what have they really done? The inflation is still there. All right, we're still borrowing a whole lot of money to service what? Not even borrowing for serious capital projects, but we are borrowing money to cover overheads. And people who come on the platform, they want to tell us, oh, he introduced a whole lot of reforms, he removed fuel subsidies, and NIPC now is now threatening that they are going to stop giving Dangote, crude. At the same time, Oando is very profitable. And who are the owners of Oando? See, if you want to run a country, hmm, if you want to run the country as your private business enterprise, run the country as your private business enterprise. But just let us know that's exactly what you're doing. Don't deploy people to come and tell us otherwise. What have we really done? We messed up our foreign policy with our neighbors. They went to France to go and enjoy the French fries and dance to the pomp and pageantry in Paris. That agreement that was signed, have they published it? Do we know what is there? What do they? Because we just saw the skeletal, a tacky, state, tacky statements from the Minister of Mines. We want to know what is inside that agreement signed for critical minerals. We want to know, so that if it is what we can invest in, we want to know. If it is what we can also participate in, we want to know. It should just be for a group of some individuals, because when a government is negotiating deals, it's negotiating the deals on behalf of the Nigerian companies, the Nigerian people, so that they can participate. That's why you get a good deal for your people. You are a chief executive, he's a chief executive officer. I don't know why every chief executive officer we have at that villa, instead of them acting as chief executive officers for the country, they want to be acting like kings. They want to be acting like emperors. They want to be acting like emirs. But you can't. You are there to enforce laws. You are there to take tough decisions. That's your job. It's not to make excuses. Nobody said it's going to be easy. Now, even if you enter there by a hook or crook, but you must work. You must deliver. The brand Nigeria right now, how is it doing? Because every country is a brand. How is it doing? We're having all these revenue agencies be stretched to their limits, asking them to go and generate money on, okay, you take 50%, you bring 50% out of that. Is that how you want to, is that how you basically want to run an economy, that you want to include everybody to participate? Because the truth of the matter is this: Nigeria cannot move forward without the participation of everybody, at least the best of us. But this one, that your policies are alienating a particular section, or they are trying to, cover up some things, and you want us to just look and say, let's just, because it's from my side now, let's just clap for you. No, now you are in a position that you shouldn't be too comfortable. No Nigerian president should be too comfortable to be saying nonsense, because we are losing it. A lot of people don't respect us. Where was our GDP when they came on board in 2015? Where are we now? Go and look at Egypt. Working and delivering. We are still here. We can't even supervise, serious reforms in the power sector. We can't even supervise serious reform in the telecom sector. MTN is stealing everybody's data like mad. Nobody they talk. Is that how you want to get a fair deal for your people? What is the cost of doing business in Nigeria? What are the infrastructure? We are the infrastructure. So sometimes when these guys come and talk, you just see, governance is serious business. The time for campaign, that day they announce any winner, whether by a hook or crook. That day they announce a winner. That is the day that you are supposed to hug that your campaign boots and put on your thinking cap and start governing. And sometimes people are clapping for you too much. You should really check yourself. You should really check yourself, because that office is not an office that you look through the window. It's office that you need to have a very big mirror that you'll be assessing yourself every single day. Every single day. When people tell him to go around the 36 states and see how Nigerians are suffering, yes, now look at the inflation figures. Look at all the inflationary pressures. These things have, see, the moment you change your dollar to naira, money OT law, your money OT law. Check all the currencies even in our sub-region, the CDs, the CFAs, all these currencies. Just check their performance. Check our naira. Is that how we want to participate and lead the AFCTA, the Africa Free Continental Trade Agreement, that is actually struggling right now? Maybe other people like the likes of Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, they're trying to catch up. But see, you don't want to empower your population so that at least they can be able to have a fair shot at the opportunities around. You don't want to give them the skills that they need, but you would rather want to spend money on so many divisive, social wahala. People will come online to come and defend nonsense as if we are doing very well. Have you seen a country that does not even have a data-driven economic plan? Can that country survive? Somebody to show me if we have any plan regarding manufacturing? I want to see a plan that we can invest in. It's not like just sitting in a particular place and say, "Oh, we are championing economic reform." You'll be doling out, data that are not even accurate. When National Bureau of Statistics release something and people are beginning to question why Nigeria pay this kind of money, you go and invite the people and be using DSS to harass them. And you think people are not watching you. So what is the independence of our institutions and establishments? So these are the issues. You say we have the Petroleum Industry Act. We already have it. What is it not be the same oil we they sell with the likes of others in the Gulf? Even the money where we don't sell for oil over the years, now still there's still am. We can't even invest in the new economy that is coming up. Even the critical metals that we support that new economy now, we are already signing deals to give them away. So what if we will call you use build our own economy? There are serious issues, my people. There are very serious issues. So anybody who want to pick up that job should know what he's going for. In fact, I said all these old people that cannot even read memos. How many memos can Tinubu read? Office where if you even give me off that office now, if I stay there for two years, you go see gray hair they come off from my hair. If I really want to work. Don't know the size of Nigeria. We are already failing the black world. That's the truth. That's the truth. Well, we said we had Vision 2020. In fact, this current, president of Africa Development Bank, I think it was the Minister of Agriculture when I first met him. I think I was a very young intern with Professor Dora Akoili there back in 2009. What a very, very brilliant plan. We put together. Not to be the 20th economy in the world. Where are we today? We can't even balance our budget right now. As it is now, the budget of last year is still going to be running this year. So I think, host, you are having a network issue. There are serious problems in Nigeria. If you think we are comfortable, we are not. We are not. In fact, we are failing. We need to tell ourselves the truth. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Just your job as a government is to supervise, is to regulate, and is to enforce.
Okay. King Zanga, please.
Dari, I can't hear you, Aroba Banding.
Yeah, I think he said you should round up, Mike.
I don't see Mike. You know, when we want to assess the performance, I just want to, look at the interview of Peter Obi. If we want to really x-ray what the government has done, let's go sector by sector. In fact, let's pick the critical sector that can drive growth: agriculture,
I understand
transportation.
that.
So,
I understand that.
mhm.
And can you hear me, King
I can
Zanga?
hear you now, my brother.
Yeah, sorry about that. My network was shit. So I understand what you're saying, but it's just the time. There's no time, and that is why this topic is. I mean, with this topic, with the press statement, he touched on a few things. So once you want to talk about these, broader topics, I mean, you can kind of integrate them with the actual speech that he gave. You understand? So just, I mean, it's too late for that anyway because you already spent like 10 minutes going on this.
Yeah,
So just try
exactly.
around up.
Dari, thank you. See, I just want people to understand that once you are in the business of the people, number one, you have to regulate well, you have to enforce well. That's basically your job. If you make policies, you have to supervise those policies. It is the confidence that you build, that you earn, that people will see, and they say they want to be part of your programs. But right now, I don't think the government has earned sufficient confidence in the of the Nigerian people, even of the outsiders. We can all lie,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, we know that we are not doing very well. That's the truth. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just stay on because obviously it looks like you have a lot to say. So we'll just pace it so that we hear new speakers
Exactly.
in
Maybe
between
that
your
time now will be
submissions.
giving sector by sector. If I don't know how this space go last,
Yeah.
would they look at the performance sector by
I
sectors
mean,
at the same country that actually won an election, the same period and where they are today? Uh-huh.
yeah. And to be honest, I have till I don't know 11 West African time. But let's see how it goes. Um, so now quick fire submissions, guys. Just tell us, what you thought about the interview. Sorry, about the press conference. Did you particularly like any particular thing he said in specifics? And then and we'll take it from there. Or maybe you even have something you don't like about it. I mean, it's we are just sharing thoughts here, so no limitations. Okay. This guy has been here for a while now. I think okay, he's here. Honorable Ibrahim. Honorable Ibrahim.
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to all of you.
Is Honorable Ibrahim speaking? Because I can't hear
Yeah,
him.
he's speaking.
Yeah, I'm speaking. I think.
Oh
All
my
right.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, please. 2 minutes.
Okay. King Zaga has spoken a lot, and me too. I have so many things to say, but at least I'll try and see how I can finish maybe in 5 minutes. Thank you very much. All right. We have Aku here, who is my good friend for a very long time. Merry Xmas and Happy New Year to all of you. Well, actually, I'm from NNPP Konkosia. From the speech made by Peter Obi, actually, that is what we are expecting because there are a lot of ongoing discussion and negotiation on the ground that things need to be coupled. There are so many things that are taught and discussed that we don't need to preempt things. And whilst as a politician you are talking, you need to be tactical and economical with what you said. Because even with what he says now, a lot of issues are bringing up. People are having opinion. So many things have been said. So had it been he has gone beyond this to say that no, we have met in a wedding, no, we have met in a ceremony, or I have been going to the northern part of the country. So issues will be coming up, so many things will be raising, people will be saying a lot of things. But those three people, they used to come together, sit down, and each and every individual among the opposition parties, not only three of them, even more than 10 of them, they used to sit down, face each other, tell each other the truth that, okay, we have this country at hand, and now the fate of the country is at stake. So we need to sit down and analyze every bit of the problem and make sure we propose solution for the younger generation, not for our sake, not for ourselves. So each and every person in the coalition knows his capability, knows his capacity, and knows what he can be able to contribute. So I think the major thing is that, after the 2023 election, we have been having this discussion with some of the obedient people from the Konkosia side. And we intend to sit down, come together, and start this negotiation within ourselves before the heads started discussing. So that at least now we will need to identify problems from the local areas, from the hoods, put them together, go and meet those people, tell them, okay, after you have finished your discussion on how you can match, we now discover that there are a lot of problems because in Nigeria, it's very illegal for any person to come out and start telling us that they are removing subsidy. We have this crude oil in our country. We are the one that will now sit down and decide this crude oil that we are exploring, 2 million barrels a day, either 500 or 600 must be refined in Nigeria and sold at the rate of either 100 naira or 150 or 200. And that 200 naira that will be sold, the amount is going to be used specifically for so things because it's our own asset, it's our own money, it's our own wealth. Nobody will start telling us no, the cost of the crude oil is increasing per dollar, so now we need to inject a subsidy. We are removing or we are adding. We have to go back to the collateral funds whereby the person that is far will now buy it at a certain rate, and the person that is closer to the fuel will now pay transport costs for the other person. That is why the rate now will be analyzed and determined at a certain rate, maybe either 200 or 300. If
Okay.
somebody from Meduguri will buy it at the
Okay.
rate of 300.
Okay.
So,
I don't. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just didn't want you to stray off too far from
okay.
the topic. But let me just quickly ask. Peter Obi in that press conference suggested that or recommended that the president should, you know, take at least 2 days in all the states, and find some time to visit the IDP so that you can understand what is actually going on. Do you think that sort of advice can help the situation, Honorable?
Well, actually, you see, I don't know how much IDPs we have in the southern country, but I think those IDPs that are in the north are triple in size or 4 times the number of IDPs that are in the south. IDP issue is never an issue. Establish a security. Make sure that every square meter of this country is secured. People will find a way of fixing their problem. People will now go back to their places. Maybe some are having issues because of flood. Some are even killed. Like if you go to Zamfara, a lot of people were displaced because of this bandit and the rest. So if you can now fix security issue, immediately you get rid of IDPs. If you go to Benue, it's war that sent people back to Benue State from Taraba, from Nasarawa, and also Niger State. So those and some other neighboring Igbo land, they were all sent back home and they now stay in schools and some other places. So if you go around and identify the causes of those people that are leaving their areas, you identify majority is the issue of insecurity. So now you have to go back and settle the issue of security. Those people will now
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
to their places.
What I'm asking is, how do you think Tinubu's visitation to those places? How do you think it will help?
No, actually, me, I don't believe that APC are serious government that will take even that deserve even given advice, because they will not take it. Because somebody who comes in without even analyzing anything, without discussing anything with anybody, he shoot the price of fuel from 200 to 500. Do you think he has a human feeling? He has a human heart? He doesn't even care, because he has never visited any place. Look, the military even bombed Tudunburi in Kaduna. He has never visited them. In Sokoto, he has never even said anything or visited them. The same thing in Zamfara. So you are telling him to go and meet people that are even still alive, someone who is even killing more. I don't think he has anything. Look, they don't even deserve to be given an advice. I think our attention should be concentrated on telling the next incoming administration that these are the things that they're supposed to do to handle the problems we are facing currently. Because you see, looking at the quantum and the metric tons of rice that is imported into this country, if you said we should lock all the borders and start farming, one day we'll buy rice at the rate of 500,000, 50 kg, because every day the number of people that needed the food are increasing and the volume of production is going down. So definitely the cost will continue to increase. So we
Okay,
need to look at what we have and what we are supposed to do.
okay. Thank you very much, guys. Let's
Sorry,
start.
sorry, DJ, and let me just have just 10 seconds with Honorable. Sorry, Honorable. Good evening. I guess you're from the NNPC camp. I guess from the local fence.
NNPP, yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Sorry, my apologies. I just want to know
The honorable
what's.
they self well.
I just want to know what's the whisper of the opposition party going forward 2027 for the NNPC camp. Sorry, the NNPP camp. Sorry.
Well, actually, our own target is that we wanted to see how we can be able to come together and see what do we need to put together and negotiate how we can be able to come and fuse ourselves together, because each and every candidate between us and OB, because we are not looking at PDP, because PDP actually to us are having some element of people that are not worthy to be trusted. People like Selalamido, Waziri of Minor, people like this guy in Sokoto, Tambuwal. They are not people that you can trust. They are economical with truth. So we are deciding not to have anything to do with PDP at all, because we are now seeing how we can be able to handle Northwest. So if Atiku is in the Southwest, then let APC and them share the vote in the Northeast. So we are now looking at the North Central, Northwest, and now the western part of the country, South, South, Southwest. So we believe the dominant candidate there is Peter Obi. So we are looking at how do we come together? What do we supposed to do? Who is better in this and who is better in the other aspect? Because the way we are seeing it from our own angle is that Peter Obi will be more suitable in the aspect of diplomacy, business, and some other critical aspect. But in terms of areas that has to do with security, dealing with large number of people who are even not seeing the country to move forward, we are having them involved in the north. And those people, you cannot speak English to them and they will understand. You need to come down to their level and make sure that anything you want to do, you do it according to their own understanding. If you are not living in the north or you are not in the north, I am telling you, you will never move this country forward. Let me give you an example in my area.
Okay, no. I
No,
think,
I just 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
okay,
DJ, let him
okay.
learn. Let him learn. Sorry, DJ, please.
There is this computer center that was built, and it has all these internet facilities, more than 20 computers. We have more than 20 graduates made to go and make sure that they bring up something productive. After 5 years, those people, the only productive things they were able to do is that they make sure that the 9 solar batteries that were kept there were stolen, and the computers were not working. The internet facility was destroyed, even the solar. I'm saying this thing that those people are graduate certificate holders. They cannot be able to manage a particular setting for the development and production of capable hand in the society. That is one thing. So you are talking
Okay.
of an environment. Let me land. Let me just give me like 3 seconds. You are talking of
You
an
said 2
environment.
seconds earlier.
Okay, to another 2. You are talking of an environment whereby if you bring an evil man who did not go to school at all and put him in a shop and train him in the next 6 months, he will be able to become the most richest person in the next 6 months. So we have different set of people. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. DJ, you can, if you want to go.
Yeah. Sorry, Honorable. It's just the time I'm looking at, and I want everyone who hasn't spoken to have the chance. Because me, I move anytime from now. Okay, so let's be quick. Warehouse economy. No. Chooks have been here.
Chukudima.
Chukudi.
Finally, thank you, because I wanted to. Yeah, can I be heard, please, Mr. Deji?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to air my own opinion. I will start with what the last speaker stated. There was a place he said that Bat would never listen, right? They are not the right people to give advice. The man is not going to do anything because even during electionary period, right, he did not speak to the people. So why do you think that now that he's there now, that he has gotten into the office by hook, by crook, that he's going to listen to the masses, right? He's not going to go to the people. There's one thing about Nigerians, that when Michael rightly said before, people voted you into office, or it doesn't matter how you got there, right? You are into the office right now. You are you are now an employee. People that employ you are the masses, the Nigerian people, the over 200 million people. They are the one that
appointed, like they are the one that voted you. Let's just say that they voted you in, or you have smuggled your way in there by hook by crook. You snatch and grabbed it and all that. Since you are now there, you know, you're supposed to be accountable to the people that voted you in, that you are representing there. You know, so people will be telling him to go to the grassroots to see people, to see stuff for himself. You know, he appointed ministers and all that. Why don't like in a real sense, right? When you give someone something to do, job to do, are you not? Is it not your own your responsibility to go and supervise, to even go and check if this thing that these people are like what I asked this person to do, if the person really did what I asked the person to do and all that, see for himself, you know. But what our political leaders, they see themselves as their emperors. They are not accountable to the masses. I'm getting feedback from here. Okay, right now. Okay, now, like Nigerian this thing, and if Peter Obi did not say anything, they will say he did not say anything. He now came out and he even gave them, this is what you should do. This is how you should do it. And people will come out here, like the other man, was the other doctor that came up here and was spewing gibberish. He was up here. If you want to promote PDP, why don't you just own it up and promote PDP, saying that that Obi need to call this person, that APC doesn't respect him or whatever. We don't care whether they respect him or not. You know, that they respect Atiku. You listen to like you just. I think that the greatest problem we have in that country are educated illiterates. You know, like we have lots of educated illiterates in that country, and another problem we have in that country are online urchins or awaiting criminals that are waiting, that they are ready to defend the indefensible, defend the corrupt system. We can all see that the country has failed. Nothing is working. Inflation, people are dying of hunger and starvation. People in that country, they are surviving. They are not living. But you will see after this comment, after my own submission, you will still see people that will come and say that, yeah, Obi did not do it like this. He should do it like this. Or more, that country, you see that country. I pray, let Tinubu continue with this trajectory that things are going. Let it continue. People really need to know what suffer, pain. Even like I have stopped replying my DMs. If you check my, you will see graduates begging you to give them 5K, and I have stopped doing that. I will never do giveaway again. Let people feel it. You know, we are. I don't know. Okay, now. Come to think of it, Mr. Deji. Mr. Deji, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I was just about to send you
yeah.
DM for some audience to pay, but this disclaimer where you put now.
No. I no longer do that. Okay, now, look at taxation. Even when we talked about taxation, how will you be taxing people that doesn't have anything doing, you know? Because for you to be taxing people, right, you should give them something that they are doing, you know? Even in this country that I am, even before they will pay you your money, they will first of all take their tax immediately. They don't care. Even if you are being overtaxed at the end of every year, like this year now, I think in by April now, they'll start giving people tax refund. Like last 2 years, I got £3,800 as my tax refund. Even this past year, this 2024, I got 1,500 tax. Yeah, and if you doubt it, I can even make a screenshot and show you the check. They will send the check. They will send it to you. But Tinubu doesn't care. What the man said, that he will widen the tax net, you know, he will reduce people purchasing power, and the man is doing what he promised. You know, more pain and suffering is still coming. You can see him. Okay, now, if he's Obi, will Obi appoint all those ministers that has a questionable characters, all those criminals? Yeah, I can hear you. All right. Thank you. Okay, now look at bogus expenditure. Look at the way. Okay, look at the other thing that the man listed the other day, that he wants to build runway from Lagos State, worth billions of naira. You can see the way the man is busy squandering money and telling people to bear with them, that they're going to reduce inflation. They're not going to reduce anything, and the man doesn't care. The man will never heed to advice because it's not in his nature. Tinubu will never listen, and he will continue dishing out suffering, and people and we still have online miscreants coming up here to defend the indefensible. There's no way you will listen to an APC member or a PDP member that is trying to play this, that you will not start losing brain cells. Like you will start questioning your own sanity. But let it continue like this. Thank you, Mr. Deji, for giving me the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm not sure the APC people will be thrilled by the way you have qualified them, but I'm not going to cry more than the bereaved. Let them fight their battles. So let's quickly move on. Rambo. Is Rambo there?
Yes, I'm there. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to give maybe one or two thoughts about the issue. I've actually been on the
Sorry,
space.
Rambo. Deji, if the Rambo is done, Obiago should speak because I think he dropped because he had network issues. So
Okay,
Rambo,
no
if
problem.
you don't, please, Obiago is next. My apologies.
All right, thank you. Just to contribute my own quota, I believe that the press conference by Peter Obi really addressed a lot of issue, and you see, it's really very funny because I listened to the comment from Dr. Udo. I think that's his name on this space just now, and they are really very funny because since 2023, which was the last general elections, as far as I'm concerned, Peter Obi has been the only voice of opposition in this country, and even up till now, he still remains we are in 2025 now. He still remains the only voice of opposition. If not for Peter Obi, I don't think Atiku will be making even comments on national issues. Characteristically, maybe he would have by now even joined APC and then look for one cheap ticket in 2031. So Peter Obi is still the only politician that is the reason why other politicians are still ashamed of running up and down from our political party, to the other. So him making statements like he needs to combine himself with all the other opposition party before his statements we carry water is very false. And for me, I think in 2023, from 2022 down to 2023, there was a big move and support of Peter Obi voted for him. See that coming down from 2000 after the election, 2023 elections, it's like people was left alone in the waters, and you still see the courage. He's going around the country. He's trying to build bridges. He's trying to help the poor. This is somebody that could have been in his house and is enjoying his money. He has investments everywhere all around the world, but he's still pushing. He knows the establishments cannot save this country, and we're already seeing it. As a man, a family man today now, I'm struggling to take care of my family. I will not pretend over it. It's not easy. It's already too high. I work for a PS company in Nigeria. By the time they remove tax from what they pay me, if I tell you the percentage of tax that they are paying, the tax reform bill have not been passed to. It has not been passed. What they are already collecting already, they've not passed the tax reform bill. The take home is now very small, and I have a family to manage. And somebody is talking about taxing people. In Nigeria today, we already have the poor and the rich and the very poor. Not even the poor and the rich. The rich and the very poor. That are the only two classes that are existing. So I believe that it is time, if at all, for that, because to be defeated, it comes from psychology. When you're already defeated in your mind, that's why you start making statements like that Tinubu is very powerful or the APC is very powerful, and they are going to do something about 2027 election. It's a psychological defeatism. It's already on you already.
Rambo, what do you have to say about those who are saying his demeanor is not aggressive enough?
I don't see anything about his demeanor. Thank you for the question anyway. I don't say anything about his demeanor because his demeanor remained the same. The same man we believed that got 6 million votes, even though we know he scored more than that. We are not talking about how the election was done and all that. No. But the same man whose that same demeanor gave 6 million votes, I don't think there's any reason for him to change any form of demeanor. His demeanor, you cannot change somebody's personality because it's that personality that already drawn people to him. There's nothing wrong with his personality. He's a violent person. Does he need to go and climb on top of MTN mask and start shouting and insulting everybody in the whole world before you can hear the word that is coming out from his mouth or the points that he's making on national issues? As far as I'm concerned, those ones are non-issues. Today, Peter Obi remains one of the most insulted human beings on social media space. And it's even on national televisions. People come out openly, call him all manner of name, Obi fraud, Obi idiot, Obi anabra, Obi this, just different kind of things. Mind you, I'm not from his tribe. If an election holds today, I'm still going to vote Peter Obi. I'm not from the East. This is not a matter of where you are from. This is a matter of saving this country, voting the right person, into power. As far as if you ask me personally, I would say Obi is very close to victory. The only problem we have in this country today is the youths that have decided to have that psychological defeatism. And you know what? The funny part is that is what the opposition is pushing. They are pushing psychological defeatism. They want you to become psychologically down to the extent that when 2027 election comes, you will remain inside your house. So if we can come up and say, hey, Mr. Peter Obi, you are not alone. Start going around the whole states. Start holding press conference. Start holding town hall meetings. Start talking to people. Start letting people know that, hey, I'm here and I'm with you in this issue. I'm with you in this manner. God is already fighting the battle as far as we are concerned. Look at 2015. Look at
Rambo, let me also add this one. Start rounding up.
Okay. Look at 2015. Look at 2011. If you look at the elections that hold in those years, we know the amount of votes that came out from Rivers State. We also know what is happening in Rivers State today. And the APC, they're already afraid of 2015 election. 2027 election. So we already have grants that we can cover. So this issue of merger, this issue of all this, we are not saying that parties should not merge. But what I will conclude with is that if the match will continue on the trajectory that he is today, put one or two efforts together, and we all will come out again to support him, I think there's going to be a massive change in this country very soon. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Diego, right?
Yeah, Diego Chibuzo.
All right. Good evening, Deji. Good evening, Michael and Michael.
Diego, you can have the mic.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Deji, am I audible? Sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear Diego.
Okay.
Diego is speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good evening, Deji. Good evening, Mike.
Deji, don't give me this.
Mike, can you hear me?
You are audible.
Just go on, don't worry.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, please. Thank you very much. Yeah. Happy New Year to everybody. Please, I will just be very fast so that I won't take more than my time. Yeah, so I have questions, then little contribution I want to make before I drop the mic. Something actually attracted my attention while I was on the listening. I was listening to the discussion. Somebody said Obi is not good in governance, or Obi cannot govern. He's not somebody that he cannot govern Nigeria. He made that statement boldly on air and went away. And I was like, is it not the same Obi in 2007 that won best performing governor by the Sun?
Okay. Diego. See, a lot of people you are speaking to already know all these things.
Okay.
Let's just let's just talk about the press conference and what you think.
You know,
Because
okay, I'll
at
go
this
to the
point,
press conference. Okay.
it's just, we already know. We know.
Okay, so on the press conference issue, I was actually can you hear me?
Is he speaking? I can't hear him now. Is he speaking?
Yeah, we lost him.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay,
Emo,
go on.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Go on.
So on the press conference, though I can't really hear myself clear now. On the press conference, I will only just go straight to say that for people to come and say that Obi don't have to advise Tinubu to go around the 36 states for him to know what is happening is the duty of the governor. It's actually because of the way they've taken Nigerians. For me, it's a mockery to the Nigerian people, because I believe that in all the 30 states of the country, we have federal parastatals, we have federal road, and other things that the state governments, the federal government are committed into constructing and doing. So for someone to come up here and say that Obi is not the duty of the president, who is in charge of all the federal projects, for him to visit the state, but it's his duty for him to campaign in the 36 states of the country. For me, it's a mockery and also a kind of insult to the people, you know, who voted him in, because I know that, you know, there are people that voted him in 2023 when he campaigned. So it is insult for someone to come and say that he does not have to visit the state, but he can travel around the world. He can travel around the whole world for something that didn't really bring any improvement for the country. Well, I want to drop it here that his press conference, for me, is very important, and he has said what he has to say as a man and as a person who loves the nation, you know, without selfish interest. Some can argue that he has his own personal interest, but I believe Obi is someone that is interested in moving the country forward. So I wasn't comfortable there, and I want to say that if Tinubu really, if it's the same Tinubu that campaigned in many states of this country, what stops him from going to check if actually what is committed in his hand is being carried out properly or not? Or is it just sitting in Abuja that is okay for him? We have federal hospitals, we have road, we have federal universities and all of them. Has he visited any of them to go and see what's going on, even if it is 2 or 3 federal universities that you have that is in your budget? So I don't want to go that far. I had a lot of things to say because there are a lot of argument going on here about Obi not this, Obi not that. I know it's people that want to protect their party that want to say that, which is the APC. They will always, you know, come and defend and say anything they like. But I believe if they want to really know if APC is loved, they should go to bosses and raise Tinubu's matter and see whether anybody will defend him. I tell you, I mean, I've been in Lagos for almost 25 years. And every day, anytime discussion of APC and P2B, Tinubu and P2B comes up, I've not seen people defending him. And those are the ordinary people on the street. They are not on Twitter. Gone are the days you say that the people on the street don't know Obi. I'm not saying whether he will win 2027 or not, because I know that Tinubu will still do what he did. He will still rig. He will still pay people to do what they have to do. But we'll still watch out. But for me, it should go around. If it's the same Tinubu that campaigned, because 2027, he will still campaign again. He should go around. It's his duty. And anybody coming here to say it's not his duty, the person is just insulting the ordinary Nigerians because they don't know their rights. Okay. They know their rights. You know, they know what to do. The same party that said they should stone them if they did not perform. And now Naira is 1,700. Petrol is 1,200. I want to yield
Okay.
my mic here.
Thank you very much. Let's just quickly take Mayor of Akure. Good evening, Mayor.
No, I'll go later, not now.
More
Sorry.
space down the end though. Anyway, okay. The Otuba, please. Let me have your final take. Is the Otuba there? No. Okay.
Can I go ahead?
No, Sadiq, hold on. Prince G, please go on.
Thank you very much. What I want to quickly contribute is this. You see, Peter Obi has always
Is Prince speaking?
Yeah, again,
I think
we
Prince
lost
dropped
him.
though.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just move on quickly. Odige, go on. Odige.
Well, first of all, let me wish the house Happy New Year. Everyone, Happy New Year. Host,
Happy New Year,
Happy
brother.
New Year, brother. Yeah. King Zanga, I think King Zanga has already said some of the things I would have loved to say. He took it away from me and he said it very perfectly well. So let me say something else. You see, if you come on here and start saying rubbish about the state of the country, it's like you are an enemy to this country in the sense that you are lying. Nigeria is not doing well. Tinubu has destroyed this country. Tinubu has finished this country. He has, as in the guy don't drag Nigeria back. 2027 for me, that's another second chance for Nigeria to correct her mistake. 2027. I think that time we'll be talking another election. So 2027, if Nigeria is not serious with herself, the country will still continue to remain the way it is. In short, the country will even get worse. So all those APC miscreants, all those PDP smart politicians, continue your politics. Continue. I don't even Peter Obi is doing this. The man is undoing himself. Let him just Peter Obi just go and rest. Nigeria does not know what is good for her. They don't. Don't even need to stress yourself going around, go and say Babangida, say this one, grand press conference, do this. When in all of this, you are overdoing yourself. My president, you are overdoing yourself. Just rest. Let Nigeria continue. Let those PDP smart politicians continue to say, if your Peter Obi need to go and say this, Peter Obi need to go and say that, Peter Obi need to say this, he didn't say it well, Tinubu does not need to go and talk to Nigerians, Tinubu does not need to go around the 36 states. Continue. Happy New Year. Continue.
Thank you. That was very short. Just how I like it. Thank you. Okay. Prince G, go on.
Yeah, thank you very much. What I will say is this. Peter Obi is trying to see how he can make Nigerian have a change of mind from the status quo of how politics is of violence, the winner takes it all, pure bad blood, you understand? Continuous tribal, ethnic, religious hatred. Rather, he sees it that we can have different opinion, different mindset. That doesn't mean that we are no longer Nigerians. You understand? Let's love and live. And at the same time, he is also trying to see that it's like the way this country is being wired, the level of bad blood has taken over the common reasonings of Nigerians, majority of Nigerians. It's like sanity has taken over. Lunatic has taken over the asylum. How would I put it? So it is a difficult task for him. That was why he's saying he doesn't care anymore. That's like, this time is going to stand tall, if that will be the end, So it's like he's trying to realize that it's like when they use the scripture, the kingdom of God suffered violence and the violent take it by force. You understand? But he wants a situation whereby a country that will respect democracy, will respect the rule of law, and the rule of law will be supreme. That is what he is wired. And he has partially left or lived his life in the UK then and also in Nigeria. And by divine gift, he has a meek heart and respect for humanity. So it is quite difficult. I'm telling you people the truth. It will be very difficult for a sincere human being who is not 100% perfect, he admits it, to get Nigeria back to the right track. It is difficult because you could see the desperate, poor, haggard-looking, good-for-nothing citizens, some of them, to those who might be concerned, still die for their oppressors. Even the oppressors are even surprised. Are these people normal? Somebody steal the whole state, billions, hide himself for a while, he got arrested, bailed himself, and he received a rousing welcome back to his state. What message are they setting to the current sitting governors that do more than what your predecessor has done so that you can be celebrated? So the point I'm trying to make in nutshell, to cut it short, I won't tell you lie. It will be difficult except proper strategies are put in place, like what somebody said on this page. I'm running up, please. I know because of time. If the North can come together, the likes of Kwankwaso, Atiku can come together and hold the North down still for the right candidates, and the South as a whole hold it down, I'm telling you, it might be difficult for whoever want to rig it. It might be difficult. Or else, Nigeria is getting worse and worse by the day. We keep getting leaders that are extremely worse than the previous. I thought I would never miss Buhari. Now, I even miss Buhari. Can you imagine that? May God help us.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wanted to ask you a question, but you are proving to me that you will not stop in time. So let me just move on. Thank you very much. Anyway, all right. Diotuba, please, your final word so that because we are wrapping up already.
Okay. Thank you, MDG. I've listened to all speakers, and to be sincere with you, I align with some. I don't. This is politics. And I understand where the pain is coming from. There's poverty in the land. It's not. Who come and paint. But what my stand is that let us celebrate little wins. I understand we're not there yet, but the problem of Nigeria did not start in 2022. And if anybody's just gaslighting you that, oh, when I get there I'll fix it, is that the person is naive or he doesn't understand what's going on ground. There's no president that'll get to that place you can fix everything in 4 years. Our problem, if they show you say go run from that place. But like I said, let us have constructive criticism and speak when it's needed, and call out when it's needed. Not everything,
Diotuba, don't
attack,
you think
attack.
that Peter Obi gave constructive criticism in that presser?
So for me, I will rate that. You know why? Look at the refinery. We don't have refinery for many years. Now refinery, I didn't see it in Peter Obi's remark. You could have just said something about the refinery. Either you believe it or not. Oh, let me go and verify. These are the work of the opposition we need. And APC is lying or not. Go there and verify. Not everything come online, the same rhetoric. People are hungry, people are dying, all those things. It will still happen even though another government comes in. All those things will not end. So this is my own stand. So I'm not saying he should not do his opposition work, but at least let us give kudos when the kudos is
Yeah,
needed. Not
you feel
everything
he should have praised the government at least, right?
for the refinery. We don't have refinery for years. Nigeria didn't start in 2022. So all these kind of people just come online, just talk and talk. Well, some are still young, and they don't understand this thing works, and I won't blame them. But my concern is come online, appreciate them, call them out when needed. Oh, this refinery, it's a good one that is working. Oh, I pray they can manage it and sustain it and we are looking for Kaduna refinery coming up, okay, Mr. President, people are suffering on the, this is constructive, not be come online, 1,500, they are hungry, they're out of school. Do you think when you become president, people seem to be out of school? Do you think you put everybody out to school? Let us be, this is a country of over 200 million people. You think it's just where one state you want to govern? So this is my own stand,
Yeah, I think what you just said kind of relates to what one of the statements that APC gave, that, and in quote they said this claim at the time when all indicators show that our country is rebounding in significant measure across all sectors, passed Obi squarely as Nigeria's leading doomsayer. Do you agree with that? You think Peter Obi is just all doom?
For me, so far, I've not. For me, I won't align with those thoughts. But for me, what I just think Peter Obi is just doing, just to remain in the media. I'm here to see opposition work. That's what I'm just saying here.
Okay. Line or not, that is essentially what your submission was about.
Yeah,
The fact that
he just want
he
to be in the
he
media.
kept. No. The fact that he kept complaining, saying this, that, without at the very least, acknowledging that the government is doing even one thing good. So that's more or less what that means. But anyway, let's move on. Thank you very much, Jeffrey, because you joined the space very early, and despite the fact that there were so many opposing voices on the space. So thank you for sticking that. Okay, let's move on. Um, Siddiq. Oh, sorry, Sadiq. No. Hold on, Sadiq. Nwachukwu was there. Big Kezi. Is Nwachukwu there? Okay, I think he's still receiving a phone. Okay, Sadiq, go on.
Okay, can you hear me, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. And I think after listening to so many submissions from different, people from different part of the country, I can agree with some of them, while some of them are, I cannot share that sentiment with them. But actually, what Peter Obi is doing is a really welcome one in a democratic settings, because whenever there is democracy, we're expecting that democracy to be alive. How can a democracy be alive? Is by the opposition candidate checking out the activities of the current administration, and that is exactly what Peter Obi is doing. This is what we, all the Nigerians, are supposed to be doing, to call out the leaders where they are lacking. We should call their attention that you are not doing this right and you are not doing that right. Whether the current administration will call out Peter Obi for not doing, be expected when he was a governor of Anambra, that is a story for another day. But like, as far as democracy is concerned, what he is doing a right thing. Because let me tell you, Peter Obi, I did not vote for Peter Obi. Actually, that is the fact. I voted for Konkoso. But Peter Obi had become one of the politicians, the last standing politicians, even after losing the election, that got that courage and strong heart. Immediately after losing the election, he started going around the country and start offering, and start extending the hand of help to, so many sectors of the country. For example, he came down to Zaria. I'm from Kaduna. He came down to Kaduna. He go to so many areas. Like, there is this particular school of nursing in my area, that he went in there and give donation. He's paid for some school fees there. It was really, I was marveled by such offering. And he went to Zaria also. He gave them water, irrespective of what, as of then, there are some people that came on social media, start calling out name that, as the big name Peter Obi is, how can he come and give just one borehole? But imagine, like, they have politicians in that particular area for decades of politics in this country, decades after decade. They have never been opportune to have someone that would bring such development to their area. But Peter Obi from Anambra came down all the way to their area and offered them a borehole. But they are still being ingrate. So let me tell you, politics is far away, is far from, a common man thought as far Nigerian politics is concerned, because like there are so many evil things, attached to our kind of democracy we are practicing in Africa, not to even talk about Nigeria, because we know the kind of leaders that we have. But the likes of Peter Obi are the kind of things that we need to have in a democracy. When you see things that are not going right, come out, because he has all it takes to come out and call out the leaders, because number one, he has the followers. Secondly, he has reached the peak of politics. As far you become a governor in this country, and definitely you have a say on that high table. So Peter Obi, what he is doing, there is nothing wrong with that. And I am a truly believer of democracy.
Okay.
And if I'm being fair and honest to myself, what he is doing is a welcome one. And I will call often the other opposition that are still in their slumber. They should wake up, because it is not a time for us to just give a free time to whoever is leading to just continue doing what he thinks is the right thing, because
Yeah.
people are crying. The economy is biting hard. We are all feeling the pain of this economy. Let me tell you, I'm going from Kaduna to Kano. Before, I used to pay just 500 naira. Like in the last last 6 years, I used to pay 500 naira. But now 8 years, 8 years to 9. But now you have to pay 6,000 naira from Kaduna to Kano. So like you can imagine the kind of number in which the price of this transportation has doubled
Yeah.
up. Now,
Okay.
if they are imagine, no, please, can you
Sadiq,
give me just
Sadiq, hold
30
on, hold
seconds?
on, hold on. Just you are still gonna speak. But I just wanted to quickly take you up on what you said. You talked about some of the philanthropist work that Peter Obi did in the north after the election, but some of his critics are saying that he just only went to waste money, and this thing is actually not going to change anybody's mind. Based on what you have seen so far, do you think this sort of uh, philanthropist outreach by Peter Obi is changing anything over there?
I'm telling you, it's changing, because let me tell you, even before the election, I have so much respect for him. Even before the election, I have respect for him, but I have already made my mind that this is the person that I'm going to vote for. That is why I came out clearly to tell you that I voted for Konkoso. But my thought, I might have a change of mind in 2027, because let me tell you for the fact that if there is no any amalgamation comes 2027, there is no way, my candidate, the candidate of my choice, can be able to become a president in the country. So how can I continue to waste my vote? And we are still feeling the pain together with those that even voted for Tinubu. So the fact here is that it is changing, because let me tell you, I know that some people from Imo State, they have this kind of detest toward Roches Okorocha. But down here in the north, what he has done to us, he has so many foundations that are opening preschool to our brothers down here. Like he take care with his foundation is taking care. He has built school in Kano, in Zaria. So such things never goes in vain, because that is why you see during the primary election, some of us from northern part of the country, we were even rooting for him, not because I'm just going to vote for him, but just because of that kindness he has shown towards us, my people. So for whoever will tell you that it is not changing anything, it is a lie, because
Okay.
historic event has occurred in this country whereby we have the likes of Bashir Topa and his running mate, whereby the northern people has shown them a tremendous support during their campaign. So nobody should tell you that it is not changing anything. It is really changing,
Okay.
and I
All
will
right.
just continue that. It is
Yeah,
a really
interesting. Thank you very much, Sadiq.
Thank you for the
Because
opportunity.
I mean, a lot of people probably don't know these things, so it's nice to hear from someone from that angle. But yeah, thank you. So I'm going to bring up quickly speakers that have spoken before, so that I can drop them once and for all. All right, Baba Chale, quickly. Oh, he has dropped. Okay, so Office of the Citizen, quickly.
My brother, sorry. I'm sure you're probably tired of me by now. No vex, I beg. I wanted to say just of course, as usual, rounding, since you're already rounding up, I would say this, Sadiq, thank you very much. It's good to hear these kinds of words from the streets, so that people do not, so that those that think in their minds that the work that Peter Obi is doing, or the work that all of us here are doing, is not significant. You probably hear from guys on the street that yes, the work is actually. And thank you very much, Sadiq, for not being economical with the truth. In fact, I'm going to follow you. I already have. Thank you very much. For those that, for people like Jen Otumba, that comes and says, what's the word? That comes and makes comments about Peter Obi. It's kind of funny when I went and I saw his reply to APC's reply to Obi, that he was pained. The young man is pained that APC is supplying Obi, and then he's it's kind of interesting when I see these kinds of things happen. When people come out on spaces and tell you, whatever Obi is doing is not important. It's not important what he's doing. But when you see what they actually do in their private places, it makes you laugh. Anyway, so people come and claim that the refineries are working. I think I've said this already. NNPC came and claimed Port Harcourt refinery was working. 2 weeks later, and a report came and said that the refinery has shut down. Well, they said that refinery is working. They've even gone to open Twitter space and Twitter handle to come and tell you Warri refinery is working. The PMS that we need from Warri refinery is not even being produced from the Warri refinery. There are 3 plants. 2 of them are not working. The one that is managing to work has the only diesel coming out of it. So some of these things that you see the APC and Tinubu come to make a lot of noise about really have zero impact in the lives of Nigerians. It's sad when we see people make a lot of noise about things that have zero impact like that. And just go on ask anybody on the street, is Nigeria working for you? And they will tell you no, it is not. So everywhere you see, in Nigeria, we pay people more to do PR than to do the actual work. It's sad, man. It's sad. And let me even round up with this. With this, I'll just shut my brain down and go and sleep. We say that these things are difficult. We say that cutting cost of governance is difficult for those that, of course, try to support the federal government in the rubbish that they are doing. But Javier Milei in Argentina was able to cut the cost of governance in his own country, someone that even started just about the same time as Tinubu. So when people give these kinds of excuses, it makes me sad, right? We have attracted the least amount of FDI in the last 10 years. It is horrible. We are still borrowing So I apologize.
I'm so sorry, because of the time, and you actually said these things already. Anyway, because I actually have to go, in fact, I apologize for those requesting the mic. I really can't do any. I just have to take the speakers here and then round up. So no vex,
I beg. Sorry, I'll thank you very much anyway for the opportunity. We'll probably do some other time. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Deji.
Yeah. So quickly, King Zanga, since you just closing remarks, please. King Zanga. Is he there? No. Okay. Undukwe, go on. Undukwe, go on. Okay. Undukwe is not here. Okay. Moving on. Budget, go on.
Hello, Mr. Deji. I'm with you.
Okay. Go on. Quickly, sir.
Yeah. When people start to talking more about what they really don't know about, it's quite unfortunate that they didn't listen to people's opinions and people's mind. Because I've heard some people complain about why P2B can't you go and shake those refineries, whether it's working or it's not working. But I believe if they listen to an interview with our former president, Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo, on what he talks about when he was a president of Nigeria, that he caused a shell to come and take over some of these refineries to start producing on it. And they told him that, see, look, these fine refineries, they cannot meet their demand on there. That those refineries cannot produce the barrel they need. You understand? So why are these people start lying to Nigerian citizens? What they know that they are not doing as an APC, but they start confusing people. But it's quite unfortunate that our Nigerian citizens, they do like, as in, they like lies more than the realities. You understand me, Mr. Deji? Hello, Mr. Deji.
Are we going to be doing call and response? Just finish. There's no time.
Yeah. So you understand me? So some people's beliefs as in, I don't know how they admire what when they hear, they know, or they even observe that these people are lying to us, but they still in belief, or as in admires the way things is going on in Nigeria. But it's quite unfortunate is that we cannot continue like that in 2027. Just I always advise or tell people about
Okay.
the situation in Nigeria's economics. So I
Okay.
don't have much to say as a patriotic Nigerian citizens, but I can only say that I've heard people's opinion, but I know that once you love this country, you will know that the country we are in as a Nigeria is not going forward. Instead, is going down forward every day and day. So I don't have much
Okay.
to say that.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Let's just hang it there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Again, King Zanga, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Deji. I mean,
Okay.
just my final thoughts. See, I know that with the counter coup since we became a republic, all right, I know we had a very painful journey to get to where we are today.
Hold on, King. Polonium, is it just me or his voice seemed a bit muffled? Is
It's
it
not
just me?
audible.
Can you
It's not
hear
audible.
me?
Yeah. I think it's better now.
It is better now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I know that as Nigerians, the journey that has led us here, it has been a very long, painful, harrowing journey with the counter coups, the mistrust, the distrust, and a whole lot that has brought us here. It is about time. Nigerians, I know that we were raised, we're socially engineered not to work with each other, but to work against each other at every turn. It is about time that we work with each other. Any leader, be it the governor, be it the president, that his policies are not shaped by public opinions, he doesn't have to be in the business of the people. He needs to get the fuck out. The people need to show that individual the way out the door. We cannot continue to be pacing ahead with the 21st century with the kind of individuals we are having as state governors and as well as the guys at the villa. See, personality matters on the global stage. You need to be respected by your peers. You need to acquire the right education, the right composure. You need to be physically and mentally fit. You need to know what time it is around the world. That's how you will be a leader. That's how you will command respect. That's how you will secure investors' confidence. Nigerians, it's about time. We cannot continue like this.
Okay.
We cannot. And finally, the character of Peter Obi. We are not looking for a saint. In fact, we're not looking for you to like him or for you to like me. We're looking for the guy who can get the job done. That's it. Because executive decisions and not easy decisions. If he can send our troops to war, if he can supervise some of the most, critical decision and matter of state, including going into a war, then you will know that this is serious business. So let us
Okay.
think of
Okay.
those we are electing. Thank you, Deche.
All right. Thanks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for cutting you short, but I'm just pressed. So budget quickly, sir. Please. Quick one.
All right, I think on Peter Obi, it is about time
Is
because I've
budget
said it.
speaking? Because I can't hear. Or is it my network, guys?
Yes, I'm speaking. Can you hear me?
Okay. Just go on. Go on.
We can hear you, budget.
Yeah, go on. Just
Okay.
go on, budget.
It is about time because I've said it time and time again. We don't have a serious opposition in the country. We have left a lot of leeway for these people in power to do what they like and abuse the power structure in Nigeria. And anybody that tells you, we have seen it time and time again, even leading to the 2023 elections, they say there is no structure, there is no this cannot be done. But the coming of Peter Obi has changed that, and it has shown Nigerians that it's no more business as usual. And if we look at it, APC getting into power with this current president is the least amount of votes a president has gotten to the villa. So there is a lot to think about and there is a lot to be done. If Nigeria should have free and credible election 2027, there is no way APC will get into the villa again. There is no way. From the north to the south to the east to the west, even from his own people, from where he's coming from, he's not going to win elections. We have gone around, we have seen the people, and we have seen how the people are reacting to what is going on across the country. APC is good at doing propaganda, but the propaganda they are doing will not save them. The reality of Nigerians is what will play out 2027 elections. And I've told those that care for what will happen 2027, it is time to start engaging. The current Electoral Act, if you leave everything to INEC, we are not going to have a free and fair election. They have found a way to manipulate the beavers direct from INEC office. You have seen what happened in Edo, Ondo, and the rest. So Nigerians must stand up. We cannot continue to let these people steal the resources of the country, destroy the little economy Nigerians have. There is nothing wrong with what he has done. When the rest are ready, they can have that. This is the thing, because you can't be waiting for people when the sufferings of the people is not waiting. The people are currently suffering. So what he has done is maybe it will kickstart the rest to get the confidence to come out and speak to Nigerians. So it is a very good move, and I was very impressed because I didn't think any politician had the audacity or the sympathy to come out and speak at this current time. But it is good.